Hey everyone, how's it going? Timmeister here. Welcome back to 5 Builders, 1 City, the series where we collaborate between a bunch of your favorite creators to build a majestic city featuring a bunch of different building styles and so on. We're a lot more than 5 builders though in this series, but that's okay, the more the merrier. Now so far in the series, we've featured the German pack that has just been released. So we have this wonderful build here by Flyvox, and then flying over to the other end of the city, we have this beautiful French quarters here built by Bill Silverlight. And then in the middle here, we have the city center here that was built by Zardis and Steiter. Now, we're kind of in a little bit of a gap here waiting for the next region pack to come out. And I've been tasked with kind of filling in some space here while we wait for the next region pack, which is going to be Conflicted Nerd, who is going to present us with the UK themed region pack. So until then, I am going to work on filling in some of this blank space. And well, when I loaded up this map, I went over all of our different services, and I just wanted to make sure that, you know, everybody's on top of things. And I can say that so far the guys have been really making sure that the city is functional and everything is in check here. However, there is one gap in services that I did notice. We do not have a university. Now, this is not 100% essential, as we do have a college. However, we're not really meeting capacity demands at the moment. But for a city this size, you know, we're just over 63,000 people. I think the city is big enough to accommodate a university and a college at this point. So I've chosen a location for this university campus, and I am going to be building it within this block here. It's probably not going to fill in this entire block because that would just be insane, but whatever I end up filling in, you know, it might be half, it might be 2/3, I don't really know. It's hard to scale some of these buildings sometimes, but nonetheless, I'm going to start building a university within this square here. Now, we are playing with everything unlocked and unlimited money, so I pretty much have free reign to just go wild here and go crazy. So first of all, we are going to start by plopping our university campus right here. And right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and fully upgrade this building with an extension wing, and I guess I'm going to do a university park. I don't know, I'm not really a big fan of this park, to be honest, because there's only one entrance and there's just a giant hedge that is kind of blocking it. So I'm going to refrain from plopping that building down just for now, but instead I'm going to build a university library, and I think I'm just going to plop it on the side of the campus, just like so. So now, you know, you have like a little road kind of going through the back here. And in the back of the library, we're gonna build, oh, looks like something's not happy in around this roundabout. But there, I'm gonna build a road going out back here. And then this will do it for our main campus. So as you can see, people are already moving in droves. I'm gonna get educated. Oh, it's starting to rain. Uh-oh. Well, it looks like we're gonna be building in the rain, guys, for the next little bit. But that's okay. A little rain never hurt nobody. So, let's keep moving on here. I am going to plop a second college as we're just shy of demand. And I think for this college, I think I'm just gonna build it along the back of our main university campus, because these buildings are very similar to one another, and then they fit really nicely, you know, if you want to build a matching campus. So along the side, we have another college library, and I'm kind of going to do the same thing here. I'll just plop down the library here, and we may as well fully upgrade our college campus as well. And then I'm going to build a second road coming out back here. We'll have all kinds of services and whatnot through the back. I think I'm going to actually add a little path behind our campus. So, you know, it just makes a little bit of sense, you know, like this parking lot should be accessible via these roads, and yeah, just makes it a little details, you know. So there we have it. There is the main premise of our campus, but thankfully we have so many other college and educational buildings. So we still have an elementary school, which, you know, I might as well just plop somewhere in the campus because capacity is always an issue with elementary schools. I don't know of one city or one creator that hasn't struggled with this capacity. So you know what, it still kind of blends in with the rest of the campus, you know. It still looks like it could be a part of a university. Now the only difference is I'm going to build a children's clinic alongside our main road, and I don't know, do you guys think that I should plop the playground? I mean, it's not really realistic for a college campus to have a playground, but what we could maybe imagine this being is maybe there's like a little daycare apart from this this campus. You know, maybe people who are getting educated and have children, you know, they can drop off their kids at the daycare that is within this building here. So I'm going with that. You know, I don't know of any university in real life that has that. Maybe there is, but ours certainly does in our city. So of course I'm going to add a little parking lot to make sure that this building is as accessible as we can possibly get it. And let's keep going here. So I think I'm going to reserve this big chunk of land to mostly parks, unless we can find something else to fit in the back here. Oh yeah, that's right, we have a technical university as well. This would be a really cool addition to the build, I believe, because it's massive. It has some great perks, and also we could say that it's maybe like a newer addition to the university, but maybe I'll wait a little bit on that just because it's so huge. I have no clue where I would ever fit it. And then of course we have the medical university, which I think I'm just gonna go ahead and plop somewhere that is relatively flat, because I know this is gonna give us some challenges. But I think right here is pretty suitable, honestly. But I'm just trying to think, is there any other building that would be more appropriate? What about like a French high school, maybe? Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna do... Okay, yeah, I am going to do the medical university. I'm gonna plop it right here in the back. So this is gonna be kind of like a modern addition to the university campus, and we might as well fully upgrade it, you know, just because it looks cool. Ooh, yeah, this would look awesome. Some additional buildings. Okay, we're gonna have an intersection going this way. And this stretch of road is going to not connect with this main artery here. I don't want to disturb the flow of traffic. But yeah, this building looks super cool, super modern. I think if I fit it here, that would be pretty cool. So it lines up quite well with this building. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we have... what else? Our practice clinics. And we can plop multiple of these. So I'm going to start off by plopping one here, and I think a second one. I think a second one would be pretty cool right here, despite the terrain being kind of wonky. But yeah, I think that works nicely with the whole campus. Cool. And next up, we have our French high school, which looks a bit more historic. So I'm going to plop it right here in the middle of what is eventually going to become our park. Oh, actually, hang on. Here, I'm going to refund this building. And I'm going to build a little road that is going to go out to it. Just like so, and then, oops. And then I'm gonna plop it again right here down the middle. And you know what, just for looks, let's do a pedestrian path. Oh no, it looks like it's not really centered. But that's okay, maybe we can do like 2 of them. There. And then we'll decorate this park all nicely. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Okay, I think maybe plopping these roads kind of disturb the water flow. And then... yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, and then I'll build like a custom park in behind here. And there's one thing that we are missing, and that is a parking lot to service this building. So why don't we go ahead, maybe a medium parking lot would do the trick. Because universities still have quite a bit of parking in most cases, you know. A lot of people go to college there, so I think that should work out. And then the rest will be parks here in the middle. But let's also explore what else can we plop in here. So high school capacity, we're good. We don't necessarily need anything more. College, we're just at capacity. University, we're doing fantastic. And I think we're good as far as like our main educational buildings go. I mean, maybe a city high school would look cool as like just an additional building, perhaps. We could do that. Yeah, let's do it just for the looks, you know. And eventually we are going to need all these extra buildings anyway, so might as well. Oh, we have a mini gap here. Is this good enough to fit a roundabout? Not necessarily, but we have mods, so we can do whatever we want. There, we're gonna do the same thing over here. And that's gonna be our secondary entrance into the campus, and then we'll have a third entrance. Maybe I should continue this road. Yeah, I'm gonna continue it off in this direction now. Oh, cool. Did it actually save? Yeah, it did. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, so we have a custom footpath. Okay, so it looks just about the same as the other one, but maybe it's not as wide, so I like that. And then let's see if we can continue this road. Oh yeah, look at that. That is cool. Okay, so it looks like it's not really working with this little median that we have here. This would kind of act as a bike path, I believe. But that's okay, look. I'll keep this road going in this direction. And then perhaps, maybe in this episode, and if not, maybe in the future, we can have maybe like a big bus terminal or something in behind here, you know, to provide excellent access to the city. There, and I think for now, what I'll do is, I'm not really sure what's gonna happen in this situation, so I'll just do this. And we'll go from there. All right, so what else can we fit in here? Let's see if we can maybe squeeze a high school in here. So I'm gonna do a city high school just because it looks cool. Let's plop it just about here. May as well fully upgrade it. Rooftop sports park. There. And I'm gonna go ahead and build a relatively large parking lot in the back. So I know this is more of like a French-inspired city or a European-inspired city in general, but you know, a lot of European cities still have a lot of parking space, you know. And then what I'll do here, just for the sake of looks, I will build a little roundabout, and then we'll add some parks or something here a bit later. Yeah, look at that, guys. We have a cute little university campus. Looking fantastic so far. And now there's a few other buildings that we could add. There is a disease control center, which looks pretty awesome. It's pretty massive, though. There is another building that looks quite similar to it. Where is this? I think it is... Oh, yes, the activity plaza. So it looks quite similar. Not quite as big, though. And I think this might be a bit more appropriate, actually. How would it look if we plopped it right over here? Wow, that's actually really cool. I think that fits quite nicely where it is. Look at that. And then a perfect opportunity to add some more parking in the back. So let's go ahead and do that. Just by coincidence, the parking lot just fit perfectly in back there. All right. And okay, what else could we maybe add to our campus? So we have all our main educational buildings. Now, if we go here in research, we have our Large Hadron Collider, which I don't really think I'm going to do that. Same as the radio telescope. I don't know. I think it looks kind of out of place within a city. But the Geological Research Center could certainly work within this campus area. So let's maybe see where we could fit this building. I think I could maybe squeeze it in the back here somewhere. Let's try this out. Actually, I'm gonna build it right front and center. So if I drag out a small road like this, and then another one like this, and then I can go ahead and build our research facility just like so. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do next. Now, I know I've already plopped a massive high school, like we have way above capacity now. But I'm gonna place a second high school, but I'm just gonna place down the classic one. And the reason why I'm doing this is gonna be very important, actually. And you know what? I'm just gonna build this directly on the main drag, just like this. And the reason why I'm building this high school is because every university should have a track and field. And this university here is no exception. So the only way to get one of these is to actually build it with the high school. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, but I don't want to build it directly on this road. What I'm gonna do instead is use a small path or a small road just like this, and then just like this. And now I can plop my upgrade comfortably in the back, just like so. And what a great opportunity for some more parking. There. So this might look a little funny because I know we're building more of a European city in this area, and you typically don't see an American football field in a European city, but you do see plenty of track and fields. And like I said, and pretty much the only way to get a proper track and field is with the high school. So I'm just gonna go ahead with that. There, so I'll connect this up just like so. Can I fit a road in behind here? I can. I don't really think it's necessary though. I'll just add a small road. There, well look at that, guys. This looks wonderful. Now there's a number of other sports fields that I could add. If I go into sports parks or large sports parks, we have not an American football, the soccer field. We could add a bunch of soccer fields somewhere in within this campus. But let me see here. I think, yeah, probably in the back over here somewhere would be an appropriate spot for some soccer fields. So I'm just gonna flatten the terrain because I know that soccer fields do take up quite a bit of real estate. Oh crap, did I go a little too Yeah, I'm gonna have to go even lower. Woo! There, we'll start off with this, and you know what, I think I'm gonna go even a bit further. There, and I'll clean this all up a bit later in the episode. I'm gonna lower this building a bit to where it makes a bit more sense. There, that looks wonderful. And so in the back here, perfect opportunity to put down a few soccer fields. There, so continuing on, I think I'm just going to make this corner of the university more or less the sports area of town, despite there being a track and field over there, but that's okay. So what I'll do is I'll just build a path going along here, just like that, and then maybe another one going through the center of it all. Just like this, and then we can go ahead and plop a series of tennis courts and maybe a number of basketball courts also. There we go, and then, oh, might as well do an outdoor gym, you know? Why not? Just like so. Skate park, no, that just sounds like a liability. We'll leave that up to the city. And oh, a community pool honestly would be a very good addition to a park like this. Oh, can I get it to fit anywhere near here? Yes, I can. I suppose I can squeeze it in the back, right over here. There we go. All right, so we got our sports center. And what I'll do here is kind of clean up my mess a little bit by terraforming all this nonsense here. Actually, I think I'm gonna level it out a bit better. Let's do this. There. And I think that should fix everything up quite nicely. I might drop this road down just a little bit over here too. There, so that'll just match a bit better with the terrain, I think. Just smooth everything out. There we go, guys. All right. Now, I think we've plopped just about everything. I was on the fence about plopping the technical university, but I mean, this campus is just so massive, and there's so much land attached to this campus as well. I think this would be better suited for somewhere else in the city, you know? But I don't know, we'll see. It was just a bit too big for this build. Now, for the remainder of this segment of the episode, I'm going to spend some time detailing this whole thing. And to do that, I'm going to be adding a whole lot of paths. We're going to be using a ton of surfaces, things like that. All right, so now over the next few minutes, I'm going to jump into time-lapse mode where I will be beautifying our university campus by building some paths all over. I'm going to be adding some nice grass textures on the ground. And in this example here, I'm going to be building a nice plaza in the middle of this square here with a nice fountain. I'm going to be adding a ton of props, you know, some little benches and bushes and planters, things like that. And I have to say, I really appreciate that we now have access to plopping props in the game. The game could use a few more props in my opinion, but I mean, just the fact that we can plop them in game now is amazing. I mean, of course, now we have mods and such that enable you to place down a lot more props and things, so there's ways around it, but I still have to give credit where credit is due, and the fact that we can just build props now in the base game is awesome. So I really like these flower planters that are included in the base game, so I'm going to plop a few of them within this plaza, and I'm not going to shy away from building some nice mature trees all over the campus. It gives it this kind of historic feel. You know, obviously this would look like a really historic campus, a very prestige campus, so there's not going to be any shortage of nicely manicured trees and bushes and stuff all over the campus. I'm also going to be plopping down, you know, a few extra things like little gazebos, maybe some little statues, you know, the typical stuff that would be found in like an Ivy League college campus. And then I made use of some little hedges here that I really like. It really adds the feel that this is kind of like a very manicured area right here in the middle of campus. And I'm kind of going to be following suit all over the entire campus area. And after adding all of my details and props, I'm going to go over pretty much the whole campus, and I'm going to add these nice manicured grass textures all over the place. This is now available also in the base game to be able to do this, but I'm using Anarchy to be able to place them everywhere. So sometimes it's just easier, instead of contouring a building, it's easier to just like blanket over an entire area. And what's cool about these grass textures is they don't tend to overlap any other textures. They're kind of like a bottom layer texture. You know, they won't like overlap pavement and things like that. So super practical, super useful, and it's a great way to make any of your builds look a bit cleaner and just more manicured in general. All right, so we're finished detailing most of this campus, and this is what we have so far. We still have a bit of work to do, and in fact, we're missing a very integral part of any university campus, and that is dorms. We don't have any dormitories. So I'm gonna spend the next couple of minutes setting up a dorm situation, and I'm gonna use these 2 empty lots over here to set up my dormitories. So let's get started on that. I'm just gonna build out a road out in this direction. What a great opportunity this would be to feed this into my little roundabout over here, and then yeah, I think I'll just bring it in just like this, and then I'll finish this off with a little roundabout, and then all of my dorms will be within this block. And then what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna use my little path trick to modify the sidewalks. So we want to more or less eliminate the zonage along this stretch of road. Oh, what's going on here? Maybe the rail isn't deep enough underground. There, so we'll build a sidewalk just like this. And that'll give us a little bit more room to build our dormitories. Now for our dorms, this is a recent discovery of mine, but I feel like the low rent housing in the French variety makes for some really awesome apartments. And I just love the way these look, and I feel like they would make for the perfect dorms. So let's go ahead here. I'm basically just gonna go throughout this whole zone. We're gonna build a whole bunch of dormitories in different sizes and different shapes. Just like that. We'll build lots and lots of them. And I suppose I can build some more over here too. That would be pretty cool. I'm gonna leave some spacing between all of them. So we'll have some nice walkable paths going in between all of these buildings. And it'll just make for a nicer atmosphere for any students that maybe want to walk around. So let's fast forward the simulation for just a sec and we'll reconvene once these are all built up. All right, and here we go. Just a few moments later, almost all of these dorms are all built up. And then we're ready to start detailing the area. Now, of course, there's another thing missing, and that would be parking for some of these dorms. Of course, not all students will have their own automobiles, but a lot of them would. So we're just gonna make sure to add a few parking spots here and there to better accommodate everybody. And I think that should do it. And now, let's slow down the simulation again just to maximize our FPS. And now what I can do is just go through the back of all of these buildings. There we go. All right, we got a bunch of people moving in all at once. This is great to see, but I'm not really a fan of this roadside parking. So what I'm gonna do is just replace all of this parking with some beautiful grass, I guess, sidewalks on either side. And I think I'm gonna do the same for pretty much the whole campus. You know, I think we have an amplitude of parking throughout the whole campus, and there's no real reason to have any street parking. So let's do some nice grass strips all throughout the campus on both sides, and then maybe on a few of these roads I'll go the extra mile and add some trees. These are going to start off as little tiny bushes, but then eventually I'm sure they'll grow into some nice mature trees, further beautifying this entire campus. And you know what? I'm gonna do this main avenue as well. It looks kind of weird having street parking. Maybe I'll leave street parking on this side of the road just because I know it's gonna be like housing and businesses and stuff. So maybe I'll leave parking on that side. And there we go. So I'm just gonna take another moment, guys. We're gonna decorate all of these dormitories, which look awesome. They look like they were built in like maybe the 70s or 80s with this brick texture. So these dorms, you could say maybe they were kind of like a mid-century addition to this campus. You know, the campus looks like it probably would have expanded over a number of years and eventually became what it is today. So let's take another couple moments to detail everything, and we'll move on to the next thing after that. All right, so this is pretty much the campus in its entirety. And this actually came out really nicely. However, there's something that's still off about it. Although we have a beautiful collection of buildings in here, some of them don't really match as nice as I would like them to. Luckily, there's a brand new mod that I just installed. I've never used this mod before, and that is the Recolor mod. So this is gonna be my first attempt at trying to match all of these buildings together. Now, I'm unsure if all of these changes are going to be passed on to the next person. I'm not sure if the Recolor mod is gonna work, you know, when Conflicted Nerd starts to build wherever he chooses to. You know, maybe my changes will be all gone when he loads up the game. But nonetheless, I mean, as long as I can make it look cool for this video, I guess we'll try to do that. So let's attempt to do this here. Now, what if, I'm kind of scared, if I move this about. Okay, this seems to change some small little details. This looks like it'll probably change the roof. So if I change this to like a green, and let's darken that a little bit. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to match the roofs of the colleges. There, I think that looks all right. Doesn't quite match, actually. I think if I just lower the saturation a bit, not bad. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to do these upgrades though. Is this even possible? I don't think it's gonna be possible. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to leave this as is. Oh yeah, and as far as the bricks go, okay, no, there's a copy function. Oh yeah, okay. So if I do that and then click here, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not bad. It somewhat matches. And then we can go over here and do the same thing over on these buildings. Yeah, now some of these modern buildings I'm not gonna touch. There we go. All right, so now I can actually, there, perfect. Now everything has a green roof, or at least everything that should anyways. It looks a little bit better, I would say, though. The variety is a bit more subtle. Well, as a first attempt at using this tool, I guess it's not that bad. But I don't know, I feel like this high school kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. What do you guys think? It doesn't really match with the rest of the build. If I could change the color of these bricks to brown, or like you know, more of like a gray, that would be awesome. And I don't know how to do that. I'm not really sure if that is even possible. But I don't know, it's okay. I guess I'll just leave it. You know, it doesn't look terrible. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. And for the final part of this build, I have one more little corner to construct, and that is over on the other side of this this massive medical research center here. I was kind of struggling during this whole build to figure out what I wanted to build over here. You know, just kind of like an empty space with a weird shape to it. You know, sometimes it's not very easy to build anything within a lopsided lot, right? Because of course all of the blocks within City Skylines 2 are completely square. So, you know, I figured why not just build a big plaza, and I'm gonna make the college campus that much more accessible by plopping down a bus terminal, which is also going to include a taxi stand. So we're gonna be hooking this up a bit later in this episode just to, you know, get some extra public transportation coming in here. And I suppose this bus station is quite central to the whole map. So it could act as a very vital hub here in the central part of the city. And other than that, I'm just gonna be adding some general parks. I added what I think is kind of like a concert ground or some sort of like urban park. I forget exactly which one it is, but it looks quite nice right here by the this medical research facility. And then I'm just gonna keep with the rest of the trend during this whole build and just build a nice plaza here with some paths and maybe a couple of props here and there within these grassy areas. And that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this build. And over here in the corner, this was going to be kind of like a weird spot to leave anybody needing to build here. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to fill it in with some low density European residential. And then there's kind of another block over here between the river and the university that I felt like it would be my duty to fill in. And following the French theme that tends to be on this side of the city, I'm just going to do the same here. I'm just gonna blanket the area with some medium density and some mixed zoning just along the river here. And you're gonna see that this actually looks amazing once everything is all built up. You'll see that I think this district is kind of a happy medium between the beautiful islands here that are so well crafted. All of the buildings kind of merged into one. And then, you know, these buildings have kind of grown in naturally. So it creates a sort of transition effect between the islands and the university and probably the rest of the city, because we're going to have many different styles in this city, right? Many different building styles and architectural styles too, as more region packs come out. So I don't know, I just thought it was a cool addition to build on along this river. And after all, I was tasked with kind of filling in the blanks in this city. So yeah, I figured that adding some residential would be a good thing. And after all that, this is the final result. I really hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you did, hit that like button, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think, and be sure to subscribe not only to my channel, but go subscribe to all of the other channels that are participating on this build. So all the folks that have participated so far, and if you intend to keep watching this series, please be sure to show some love to all the other creators as well. So far, we're seeing some absolutely fantastic builds, and I'm sure we're going to see many, many more as new episodes keep coming along. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out my Patreon as well. Some pretty awesome perks on there. And stay tuned to the next episode of 5 Builders, 1 City. Next up is going to be Conflict Nerd, who's going to be showing off the upcoming UK pack. I'm really excited to see that one. And until the next one, take care, guys.